Hello everyone, this is the Eachine ROTG01 Pro receiver, and what this is, it's a super cheap way of adding a DVR if you don't have a DVR in your goggles, or if your goggles had a DVR and it's broken, you can also do that. At $19.99 for this product, you can add that feature back to your goggles or replace it, and you can also add this as a device to use for sharing FPV with others who might not be familiar. I am going to be using my Samsung S6 Edge phone here. This is not a new phone by any stretch, and the application I'm going to be using is Go FPV. You can see I had FPV Viewer over there. I didn't care for FPV Viewer because of all the ads. I'm using Go FPV, and if you're noticing an image quality difference with our current recording, it's because I had to resort to an older camera in order to record this video because I needed to use this phone. So the app is free, and I'll go ahead and launch it here. You get device warnings like this. Now what you'll notice when I plug it in is it automatically connects up, because that's previously because I've configured that. Just have to give it here a moment, and there we go. So we've got an FPV feed, and it says up there 01. We've got some Chinese as well. That is your signal strength. So that is what you're looking for when it comes to your channel. Of course, right now I don't have anything on, so let's plug something in. All right, so just off screen I have a little quad plugged in here, and so we need to scan, and we have this USB button right here. So we need to press that, and we keep pressing, and we keep pressing, and we keep pressing. Now this is something I found frustrating, is that I had read somewhere that this is supposed to be able to go up and down, and I can't make it do up and down. There we go. I finally got the auto search going. Took a little bit of pressing a few times to get it going. You can see it's kicking through here. Getting fancy little bumps on the graph. Oh, we have a little bit of an image there. So it scans all the way through, and then it's going to come back to its strongest signal. And you can see there that I've got a Mobula 7 plugged in over here now. The surprise is and all that, not that all that surprising, I guess. We've got some randomized gear over there. So if you had this plugged into like cardboard box, the goggles that Google makes, you can hit this button and you get the split screen, so you can actually wear it. Now, I would caution you about using this for FPV and flying fast in close proximity. The milliseconds or the latency on this is actually self-reporting at 100 milliseconds, which is, you know, it's doable. It's not terrible, but I would just caution you against thinking, oh, I'll just do this for my FPV. You know, it's going to work okay, but you might have some adjustments to do, especially if you have prior flight experience. We don't need that in this case. And then these two buttons adjust the screen size in and out. So like my phone is curved at the edge, so I might want to bring it in so it's displayed all the way on the flat side. Or if I didn't like that, I could go all the way back out. We also have some settings here in the app, and cancel, sorry. You can see these things about auto start. You can check or uncheck these things, maximum brightness, close camera on disconnect, all these different things that you see here. There's not a lot of options, but there are a few options in there. This button here is our record button. So while it's red, we're recording our DVR. Some of you are going to want to look at that latency, so let's just move it into view here and see what you think. Okay, not a scientific latency test, but you sure get an idea of what it's like. And of course, if we're done recording, get the glare off the screen. We press the record button again and we're all set. It does record to your phone. It does a fairly good job. And I'll put some of the specifications for the recording file on the screen so you can take a look at those and digest that. The next thing I wanted to do is, I've already been out and flown this. Whoops, hit a wrong button. The range on it's fine. Of course, I'm a micro flyer, so I don't fly long ways away. And there's a whole variable on this in that you can use different antennas. You can antenna mount, or you can antenna match. I actually flew it stock with the linear dipole antenna that it comes with, and I used a quad that also has a linear dipole, and the reception was pretty good. I can't really complain about it too much. There is one other feature here that I didn't mention because I really don't know why you would use it, but it does have this pin connector here for audio, video, 5-volt and ground. I'm not sure what that would be used for. Why don't you tell me down in the comment section down below about that. For my particular instance, I did test with this and I didn't find that the reception was dramatically better. So I would say if you've got a machine like a Mobula that with a linear dipole or a whip antenna, as they're commonly referred to, this one will be fine. But if you're wanting penetration through trees and around buildings, and you're flying in more challenging environments for our reception, then you might want to go to a circular polarized antenna, maybe something like the Axie or something else. Next up, let's get the laptop out. So bear with me here a bit. I know you're probably looking at a lot of screen flicker, the difference between my camera and the laptop that we have in front of us. I had to switch out our cable because, of course, my laptop does not have a micro USB cable, so I have my own here, micro USB to standard USB, and I will plug that in. I'll get a quad going, but the first thing you should look at is this website. This is where I downloaded the software, and this is free for home use, so if you're not doing anything commercially, it is free, and a big red download button there. Of course, I have the application already installed, and it is showing me the desktop here. This is what the application looks like in its small form, and you can see that it's showing itself at this point. It's really what it's for is desktop video capturing, and it's also got a plug-in or an option to use your webcam for capturing this too, and that's what we're going to tap into, because this device is seen as a USB camera. I have the ROTG01 Pro plugged in via the USB right here, and I have the Mobula 7 over here to my left also connected. All we want to do is go up here to the options. There's a big button right here, and we can see where we have an entry for our webcam. Hopefully you can see that right up there on the screen. And in this case, it is a USB 2.0 PC camera that we want to select. There are also some device settings, so you can change the contrast and brightness and gamma, all the different things. You can tinker with those at your will. But we're just going to show that it works. So we click OK, connecting. Bam, there we go. Do a little inception. Quad inside a quad inside a quad. That's kind of funny. So you can use your camera. We've got our big red record button right there. You can do it on your laptop. So if you're at home flying indoors and you have some friends over and you don't have some ride-along goggles, you can plug in one of these things and share the experience with them. I'm going to go ahead and roll some footage now of the flights that I've taken outside. I'll just show you one flight actually, but I took several flights. So I have picked one and decided to include it in this video. And I do one thing where I loop around the house. I do most of my normal stuff, punch outs, go around the trees, all the things that I do when I fly in the backyard. But I also go around the house, and you might be watching that feed going, how is he flying? Because you can't see. Well, in my goggles, in the $650 Fat Shark goggles with Immersion RC Rapid Fire, you kind of have to expect a lot better reception on those, don't we? And that's how I was able to fly. The reception on those is really, really good, but the price point is just not comparable. You know, $600-700 versus $20. I think the ROTG01 works just fine. I think it's a good option if you're one of those people in a case where your DVR is quit, you need a DVR, or you want a device that you can share FPV with others. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, or otherwise, please leave those in the section down below. I appreciate your time, and thanks for watching.